Hello, I'm Dr. Josh Han. I want to welcome you to Lifestyle Locker Radio. This is episode 144, but it's our fifth episode of the Race to 100, which is my journey to the 100-mile ultra marathon, which is happening on October 19th, 2019 in Wawayanda, New Jersey. And I love starting these talks, love starting this show with some inspirational quotes or a quote, but today I'm going to actually do a couple. There are two. One is inspiring and one is more heartfelt. The first one I absolutely love. This is so simple, short, sweet, and to the point. Your limitation, it's only your imagination. And how powerful is that? And when we're doing these trainings, when I'm doing training for this ultra marathon, the biggest roadblocks are in between my ears. So I absolutely love this quote because it's very powerful. The biggest limitations in our lives are in between our ears, right? And it's in our head. It's our imagination. Don't let our mind turn us down. The second quote is more of a heartfelt quote, and I think this is very powerful. Not a running quote, so to say, but it really, in my search for quotes, I really enjoyed this one. And it says this: never get tired of doing little things for others. Those little things occupy the biggest part of their hearts. Pretty cool, right? Sometimes they occupy the biggest parts of their hearts. So being a person that loves to give, being a person that loves to share, and that's the only reason I took up doing this second piece of Lifestyle Locker Radio is I just want to share my journey. And for some of you, you're going to say, wow, this is the best stuff. I absolutely love this. And some of you are going to be like, why are you wasting your time? And you know what? Sometimes a little inspirational, motivational, educational storytelling, this type of show, it may inspire you to do something different, do something better for yourself. Whether you're a runner or not, I think it's powerful. And I really want you to be the best and have the best life you possibly can. And I'm sharing me living my best life with you. So there are a couple things I want to go over this week. One is my training this past week. And for those of you that follow me on social media, that follow lifestylelocker.com, Facebook, me on Instagram, you saw that I was in the Bahamas for my 40th birthday. And the last episode of what do you call the Race to 100 was called This is 40. And so I was there for my 40th birthday. I packed all my training gear, ready to train hard. And in the Bahamas, we were staying at an all-inclusive resort on a beautiful beach, absolutely spectacular. Water clears your bathtub and almost warm as your bathtub. So awesome. And all the intentions of training every single day that I was there. And when we were there, I just want to tell you a little funny story. My wife tells me, because I hadn't trained in a couple days. And it was driving me a little crazy. I'm like, I wish I was training. Why am I not training? What's going on? And she said Ellen DeGeneres, in one of her stand-up comedy acts, I'm totally going to screw this up, but this is the gist of it. She said, when I pack for a vacation, I bring all my yoga pants. I bring like a book for every single day that I'm there. I'm inspired when I go. And then when I show up, all I do is spend the whole day at the bar, right? The pool bar or something like that. So that wasn't my whole trip. That was part of the trip, right? Spending some time at the pool bar. But all kidding aside, I was starting to beat myself up a little bit. I trained one day on this vacation. One day of hard training. And in that training, they're doing construction, so their gym was very, very tiny. It was, believe it or not, incredibly packed, which I was very excited to see. I mean, not excited because I was there, I was there early in the morning, hoping that I would get there before some people might show up, the people that might sit and walk on a treadmill for 20 minutes while watching a TV show. I got there and was ready to sweat my ass off, push hard, because I didn't want to run. There's a lot of construction around our area in the Bahamas and Nassau Island, and I didn't want to run through all the dust of the trucks moving everything around, and I didn't really want to get lost and so on and so forth. So I decided to do indoor workout, but it included sprinting. And to give you an idea, the humidity in the Bahamas was pretty high. Very awesome weather, but I'm already, a couple hours into my day, hit the gym up early in the morning, and I am dying, sweating on the treadmill. I get no shirt on, running in my surf trunks, surf shorts, blazing away. And then I go and do my workout, and then back on the treadmill again, and then I leave. It felt great. Had an awesome morning. Felt good. Then I went in to eat breakfast. Met my wife for breakfast, which was great. I mean, the food is not ultra stellar at these all-inclusive resorts. It was decent. I had an omelet, and it was all good. But then just went on my day, and we did what we did. We just relaxed on the beach. I read a book. Actually finished one book and almost finished another book. Even today, I'm almost done with the book. I'm up to probably the last 20 pages or so. And I was feeding my mind and relaxing a little bit and disconnecting somewhat from my hustle, right? I wasn't seeing patients. I wasn't interviewing people for Lifestyle Locker Radio. I wasn't producing anything for the Healthy Life NYC podcast. And it was good. I mean, it was just good to relax. And why am I sharing this with you? Because in my past, I've been training, never really for competition, but to give you an example, when I was very active in CrossFit and going 3+ days a week, really pushing hard, training hard. I love the way I felt. I love the way I looked. Just that CrossFit body, having strong legs, strong arms, six-pack, almost six-pack, right? Just that look. I love the way I felt when I was training hard with that. And I ended up going away. I think it was for 7 or 10 days. I don't remember, whatever it was. And I ate and drank and ate and drank. Actually, I was in Italy is where I was, I believe. And I just ate a lot, drank a bunch of wine, and just ate a lot and toured around. And when I came back, I was kind of nervous because we were getting ready to hit some double and single rep weeks where we're going for our 1 rep max. And I get to the gym and it's squat day, first day back, and we're going to be shooting for a 1 rep max. So we warm up, and granted, for those of you that know me or seen any of the videos I'm in, I don't have these humongous, muscular legs. I'm not thunder thighs. I'm this skinny, tall, gangly looking guy. And I was at that point, I was able to push, probably 265 for 3 reps, maybe get 295 for a single. So fast forward, I come back from vacation. We're getting ready to do that 1 rep max day with squatting. And I was able to hit, for multiple singles, 315 pounds. And I was completely blown away. I said, holy cow, I just took a week off from training. Yeah, I walked, whatever it was, 20,000 steps a day, whatever it may have been when we were traveling there. But I lifted more than I ever lifted before when I came back. And the coaches were like, yeah, man, you're totally rested. Your body and your mind rested. You refueled your body with food, just filled everything up, and you came back 100% ready to go. So coming back from the trip, I was beating myself up a little bit, but then I realized I don't need to beat myself up, because you know what? You may have to have a break in life, and that's okay, as long as it's not too extended, unless it's some kind of surgery or some emergency thing that you have to be away from training. But take a little time off here and there is awesome. I came back today. I know we're already beyond a week where I should be sharing this, but maybe you'll hear this in the next Race to 100. I did a modified version of the Murph workout, where we did a 2-mile indoor run. Then I did pull-ups, 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, and 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and then I actually didn't do 300 air squats. I did 200 squats, we call goblet squats, which I did with a 16 kilogram or 32 pound kettlebell, and then back to another 2-mile run to finish off the workout. And that was my welcome back today. So sweat a bunch, and that was also on an empty stomach, so no eating or anything beforehand. And I've bulletproof coffee in the morning, water, a bunch of water before that in the morning, and more water, and then to the gym with water, obviously, to train with. And that's all I train with. Sometimes I'll put Himalayan pink salt in the water. And but nonetheless, so I was able to come back and push hard again. And this week, as you'll hear in the following Race to 100 podcast, this is going to be a cool week as well. Hopefully share some really great stories with you as we go forward. But when it comes to that last week, you know what? Sometimes relaxing is good. Sometimes downtime is good. And as long as it's not overly abundant, as long as you're just not being fully sedentary. I was walking, I was paddleboarding, I was swimming, I was moving around. We tore around a little bit and we had a good time. So I got back midnight last night and then I started my training again this morning. So that being said, make sure for yourselves that you are pushing hard, that you are taking breaks here and there. Don't take them all the time. Your body will take it when it needs it, but push. You can push pretty hard. And the second thing I want to share with you is some equipment. So when I run outdoors, even indoors, but when I run primarily outdoors, I'm wearing what we call a race vest. I don't remember the style I have. I have something called the Ultimate Direction vest, which have a 2-liter bladder in the back. I have these 2 bladders on the front. And what I can tell you about the Ultimate Direction bladders that I personally don't like is that they have little screws on the top, these little mini bladders that sit on the front. I'm not sure how many ounces, 10, 12, 16 ounces, whatever they are, which I usually have for hydration. When I have them in here, they move up and down, like at my chest level, right above my nipples, right? So they're moving up and down when I'm running, and they end up actually scraping, like creating rips in my skin, and becomes raw and uncomfortable. So I haven't been running with those. I'm looking for a fix. I may try a Camelback brand, little bladders in the front. But so I have this weight in the back, the bladder in the back, the 2 bladders in the front. And I usually have like reflective straps and stuff that are on the pack so people could see me when I'm on the road, even during the daytime. Run with either yellow glasses or a Prism Oakley lens cycling glasses, which are really big, which really show detail and everything and block me from getting like road debris or branches or leaves or anything in my eyes. Even though I do love getting vitamin D, in my eyes when I'm running from the sun, I do like to run in sunglasses just as a protective measure, not from the sun, but from stuff. And my shoes, so I've been running in Ultra, A-L-T-R-A, Ultra shoes, if that's how you say it. And I bought a new pair of shoes recently. They're called the Duo, the Ultra Duo, which are awesome, I think they're lighter than my cell phone. And super, super, super comfortable. I put lock laces in them, which are these elastic laces, which allow your foot to contract and expand and keep a little bit of cushion in there with the elastic so your feet don't get beat up pretty bad with laces being tight to start, and then you have to loosen them up midway through a long distance run. And there's 2 things that I'm not liking about the Ultra Duos. I love they run awesome. They're super comfortable, ultra light. They're a street shoe. They're not a trail running shoe. But there's 2 things that I haven't liked. With the lock laces, the tongue of the shoe is so paper thin that the round portion of the lock laces actually irritates the bone on the top of my foot on my right shoe. Walking around, it bothers me a ton. Running, it doesn't bother me so much. But if I'm doing a little walking, it really irritates the hell out of me and is uncomfortable. Like I traveled with it on the way back, with them on the way back from the Bahamas. And I had to take my right shoe off on the airplane because it was so uncomfortable. Just from sitting there and that pressure of the lock lace sitting on top of the tongue, on top of the bone of my foot. Poor positioning, bad. My foot design and the shoe design don't work well with the lock laces. I got to check online to see if they make anything that's like a flat version of the elastic lace, which I hope they do. I'm very excited if they do, because I'm going to get those for my next pair, because I have another pair of Duos sitting in a box ready to be used. But the second thing I really don't like about these shoes is they wear out so fast. Especially when you're training for an endurance race like this. I'm not sure if they market them as a race shoe, but I'm like 200, I'm probably 250 miles into these shoes, and they're almost dead. Like the bottom's almost bald. I'm not so happy about that, because my other Ultras have lasted a lot longer than 200 plus miles, maybe like 350 to 450, right, before the foam is shot. But the bottoms always have lasted pretty good. But then again, I've been running on a trail shoe, which I've been doing some mixed running, trail and street, where this is probably 70% street, 30% trail on these. The shoe wears out super, super fast. So if you're listening, guys, gals, help me out here. These shoes are awesome, but they wear out way too fast. But otherwise, if you need a race shoe, these shoes are completely awesome. And I wanted to share the shoe with you because the brand itself, I absolutely love. They have this really cool, like, wide toe box that allows your feet to sit in a more natural position. It's got 0 drop. So the height difference from front heel to toe is 0, which is like running barefoot. Even though you're not barefoot, you have a lot of this mushy foam underneath you, but it keeps your body in that neutral zone, that running zone. And why I think this is important, and this is my chiropractic mind coming into this, biomechanically, when we have a heel, right? We have our heel higher than our toes. Like if you stand on your toes even a little bit, or even if you think about a woman wearing high heels, why do they wear high heels? Because it changes their physique. It changes the way their body looks. It changes the function of their body as well. So it changes the biomechanics of their ankle, their knees, their hips. It puts a little bit of overextension in their low back, so their butt sticks out a little bit, and it holds their chest up high, and they're holding their head back. And actually, when your shoulders go back, it brings your head forward, which is not good. So when you're running, if you're running in a shoe that has a 20 millimeter difference front to back, you're essentially running in heels. So it's, in my humble opinion, it's screwing up your ankles, knees, hips, and spine from the bottom all the way to the top. Is screwing your posture up everywhere. So the Ultra shoe doesn't let you do that. It lets you run more naturally. And I think that's a much better way to run. It's a healthier way to run. And I've ran in the barefoot shoes, the Vibrams. Don't like them that much for running because I know concrete is not a natural thing that we should be running on. And I run a lot on concrete and mixed ground. So I don't like it as much, right? So I have no reason to abuse my heels and my toes and my balls of my feet from the concrete and in a barefoot shoe. But I have run longer distances, up to 10 miles in them. It's all right. It takes time to get used to, but then again, if I'm doing this, I'd rather support my body so it lasts longer because I want to live a long time. That's at least the goal. And I want to get there in that graduation point. I want to get there in a very healthy way. So Ultra shoes, huge fan. Not a fan of the wearing out of these shoes that I currently have, the Duos, and I bought 2 pairs of them. So it looks like I'm going to get a month out of each pair of shoes, maybe a month and a half out of each pair of shoes. I haven't picked my race shoe yet. I'm going to probably pick that in the beginning of September, but I need to get them and get some miles in them, not a ton, before I do the 100-miler. It's definitely going to be an Ultra shoe. I have to decide if it's going to be a trail shoe or a street shoe. Even though it's a very mild trail run that I'm doing, it's not very technical like some of the other runs that I've done. So I may not need as crazy a trail running shoe as I would if I was doing, the North Face Endurance Challenge Ultramarathon in Bear Mountain, where it's very technical, wet, muddy, all the above. So that's just some info on gear. And if for those of you that are listening, if you are interested and want more info or details on any of the gear, the nutrition, the things that I use, please shoot me a message on Instagram. Please shoot me a message on Facebook. Love to answer your questions. Love to collaborate and see how I can actually help you out, how we can, make a good win for you so you can actually become a better athlete or a better person in the athletic world. And that's about it. So again, Dr. Josh Hant here for Lifestyle Locker Radio. This is Race 100, the 5th episode. So pumped, so excited. Can't wait for this event to happen. Actually, I can wait. But from wherever and whenever you're listening, please make sure you hit subscribe. Love the episodes and give us a 5-star review. We'd love that if you could do that on iTunes. They love us and we love when you do that. So again, Dr. Josh Hant, I'm out, guys and gals. See you soon. Bye-bye.